Samaya's done what I am planning to do for a video, because I remember doing this way back in the BFA days. I had a lot of fun doing this.
BFA.
Yeah, I think it was BFA, and before that I had like basically tried to do a whole bunch of calculations about Sargeras' sword, and I loved making that stuff. So yeah, basically, kind of roughly placing them together. There's Dragonelles and Northrend. So you can see the Dragonelles are actually pretty damn big.
Yep.
And certainly, like, a lot of people would say to me on the stream yesterday, look small, feel small. And I think, you might be forgetting just how fast dragon riding is. Look how slowly I'm moving across the map when I run on the floor.
Yeah, that's the thing that is interesting to me. I noticed that as well, where it's like the artistic rendition of the map is not accurate to scale. The mini-map's accurate to scale because it has a unified scale, but the artistic one is not. So people will look at the map and go, well, that map fills up my map screen the same way the Broken Isles does, the same way, Shadowland stuff does, the same way the Cultivation Sandalar stuff does. So it's the same size. And it's like, well, would you rather have you press the M key and you don't get to see the whole map? Do you ever hear of Zoom? But that's basically it.
This place is really big, but it's going to feel great to move around because dragon riding is a humongous win of a system. So from here to here is roughly 7,280 pixels. With, there's a whole scaling.
That's the longest, the longest point to point.
For the Dragon Isles, it is 7,566. So there you have it.
And also that's that's a more rounded shape, right? So the diameters are going to be a little bit more even out. There's water there, but for the northern one, there's a lot more kind of, you're traveling over a lot of empty space for that max diameter because there's a poke out bits.
Yeah. Yeah, so.
I'm good at describing geometrical shapes.
Superimpose them. That's also kind of neat to do. But yeah, basically, point is, the new game world appears to be massive. Like, the Azure Span is a really big zone, and the second you don't use dragon riding, you feel that. Not that bigger means better, but what it has meant for me is that, like, it just feels more open. It feels like more of a place. And I saw somebody say, oh, they've just made it really big to pad it. Like, okay, you fucking brainlet. They're trying to make it feel like a game world, like WoW zones used to do back in the day when you were walking around on foot / having a epic mount, a ground mount. And I think what happened is over time, the zones kind of got very compact. They got very dense. And no, that negative space is super, super appreciated. It means when you're actually going around, it feels like a real zone. It feels like a real place in a real world. So much more than the kind of hyper-constructed. I think about, say, Frostfire and... I like Frostfire and Shadow Moon. It's like I like them because, you can see. So, I think... from my experience so far, it's felt really big and really immersive.
Yeah, I haven't obviously had too much time to actually play around, but whenever I was watching you fly around your show, I was like, that's actually like, especially when you started up high towards the northeast of the Azure Span and then made it like the whole way to the southwest. And I was like, that's a lot of, you got there quick, but that's a lot of stuff in the middle.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff in the middle.
Yeah, and soon, so I don't know if I'm going to do the gameplay stream tomorrow or on Sunday, but I'm going to do a gameplay stream. But one of the things I want to do is like actual, speed testing. I think a lot of people are going to think it's small, and then they're going to die and have a graveyard far away, and then have to fly, and they'll be like, "Oh shit, this actually is quite a, it is quite a way."
Yeah. I mean, Bellular has it basically on point. Good, because I'm so tired of zones that have every square inch dedicated to something.
Yeah, me too.
There's nothing worse than you have handy notes and you go to Shadowland Zone, and you press M, and you're like, I can't see the map because there's things to pick up everywhere, and obviously that's content and that's a good thing, but it's so dense, you're like, makes travel time short. Good. Makes the whole world feel claustrophobic also at the same time, which is weird to say because you want stuff everywhere, but you also kind of don't. It's the concept of, I think I was talking about this last week before, it's the concept of negative space.
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, you need negative space for anything to make sense or feel meaningful. Not even feel real, just to feel meaningful.
Yeah.
You can't just fill everything full of stuff. It's like, you notice that as soon as it's like the equivalent of, when you go into someone's house or like a building or something and there's just too much furniture.
Oh yeah.
Or you go into a restaurant and they're like, they have tables so they can maximally fit like head count in as opposed to a good experience. And you're just like, fuck this. And some of it's like you're scooting your chair back and bumping another chair. You're like, fuck, that's annoying. Versus you go to one that's actually like kind of good or old or homey, and you're like, oh, there's loads of space, and you can, there's enough room to swing a cat in here. And that's a good feel overall.
Yeah.